So the first thing you're probably asking yourself is, why am I outside right now? Well, the thing is that I've gotten a bit bored being at home because pretty much the only time I'm leaving is for work, because I work in a supermarket, which is, I guess, considered an essential business still. So I just wanted to get outside for a walk, and I found this kind of nice walking track. It is on a hill though, so hopefully I don't fall over when I'm doing this. Anyway, if you haven't been paying super close attention to the comment section, you may not have even noticed what this video is supposed to be about. So I've got a few people in the comment section. Most of the people are absolutely awesome, but there's just this tiny fraction of people who seem to think that I'm apparently stealing Luke's videos. I don't know how they got this idea, but yeah, I just wanted to address that and I guess talk about a bit of the, there's a plane going overhead, that's great. I'm near an airfield, so yeah, there's gonna be planes all the time. Talk about a bit of the history of my channel. So back when I first started my channel, it's kind of like a joke since that point that I guess my content is, I don't know, discount Luke Smith content. So yeah, it's just like, oh, you make similar content to Luke, haha, discount Luke Smith. I actually like that joke, it's kind of fun. I think I kind of started it myself, and then I was like, you know what, other people started using it, so you know what, I'm just gonna run with it. So I just kept up with that, and that was fun. Then a few months later, I think it would have been actually like half a year later actually, so early this year when I got the shout out from Luke, that's when it started to change a little bit. It was still fairly friendly at that point, but it changed from "you're a discount Luke Smith" to "Luke sent me here saying your content was similar to his, but it's not at all similar." So that's how that changed then. So people went from saying, "Oh, you're a discount Luke Smith" to "Oh, your content is literally nothing like Luke." So I don't feel like my content's changed too much since that point. I'll sit here because that lighting's not bad there. Yeah, it changed from being "you're a discount Luke Smith" to "you're absolutely nothing like Luke Smith." And I was like, okay, that's interesting, I guess. So, which is already weird enough because I don't feel like my content actually changed too much from before the shout out and after the shout out. I think that what happened was there was just, I guess, more people around. So because there's more people around and because there's people who specifically came from Luke saying that my content is, I guess, similar to his, because there was that structure that existed, then I guess more people started comparing me with Luke. Now, there's been another change recently. So the change recently was from "you're nothing like Luke" to now I am stealing everything that Luke's doing. Now, I don't really get this idea that people can't make similar content. So what I think initially started it was when I did the video on the thing that we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube, because that video actually did get demonetized. I mentioned the thing that we can't talk about. It got demonetized because that's what YouTube's is doing right now, because only certain people are allowed to talk about the thing. And the thing that happened there was that a few days earlier, Luke had done a video on a similar tool. Now, one thing to note is that the tool wasn't actually the same thing. So it was a tool to track the numbers of the thing. It wasn't actually the same tool. I believe that one that Luke used was written in Python or something, and then he didn't even use the actual interface that was built. He used the curl interface instead. So we weren't even using the same tool. I was using a bash version. There's, I think, at least 10, 20 of these tools that exist. They're all pretty much the same because they're all going to show the same data. And if you're going to show it in a table, there's only really so many ways that you can show a table. So they're all pretty much showing the same data. And I then did like a meme thumbnail with it as well. And yeah, so I guess what happened there was people were like, "Oh, you're copying Luke because you talked about the thing and you did a meme thumbnail," which firstly, Luke isn't the only person who does meme thumbnails. I've done them before. Other people have done them before. People are going to do them before Luke. People are going to do them after Luke. Doesn't actually own the ability to do meme thumbnails. And I did that and it was fine. Didn't get many views on the video, so that's fine anyway. It doesn't really matter, which isn't too surprising considering what YouTube's been doing with that sort of content. But after that, that's when the change happened. So you had people saying, "Oh, you're stealing Luke's videos. You stole the video on the thing," when I didn't, because if you watch the video, it wasn't even the same content. The tool that we looked at was the same, but my video was about basically where the data came from. His video was about stream manipulation. So not the same video at all. And then after that, that's when it started becoming even more fun. You actually had a few people saying, like, going back through my videos and looking at some of the tools that I've looked at, that Luke has also looked at. There's this dude who had a list. It was like Fuzzy Finder, D menu, ST, NeoVim, a bunch of other things, and it's just like, you've covered all of this stuff that Luke has covered. Stop copying his content. It's just like, you just listed a bunch of really popular tools. Imagine going to like a vlogger and saying Reddit videos, park videos, skits. You're copying this other creator. Imagine doing that with anyone else in some like big niche. Now, there's one thing with actually copying content. So there's some people in the past who have been caught doing that. One notable instance, I know this is going to show, it's going to show how little or how much I care about random things that don't matter. Way back in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 days, there was the thing with T Martin and Raw Instinct, where Raw Instinct was literally copying the scripts of his videos, copying the tags. That's actually copying videos, but just, I don't know, making a video in the similar vein, not actually copying videos. Now, it hasn't been many people who've said this. There's been, I think, 5 or so. So why am I doing a video on this? The reason I'm doing a video on this is because it's good for clicks. Putting Luke's name in the title is a great way to get people to click on a video. That's actually the only reason I'm doing it. I don't actually care. Like, if you want to claim that I'm copying Luke's videos, that's entirely up to you. I'm not actually bothered by it. I'm just going to screenshot the post, put it in my Discord, and then we're going to just laugh about it. So, hey, if you want to come join the Discord to join in on that fun, then there will be a link down below to go and do that. But, yeah, I don't actually care. The only reason I made this video is for the clicks. Now, what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Am I going to cut? I don't even know if I'm going to edit this video properly, actually. So, right, that's what I was going to say. So, if we're going to follow the logic of you can't make videos that someone else has made before, you can't do videos on topics someone else has made before. Now, I did a video on Tabbed. So, does that mean that DistroTube is stealing my videos? Because a few days ago, he did a video on Tabbed as well. And it was something about, I don't know what it was. I didn't actually watch the video, sorry. I didn't watch the video, I saw the title and the thumbnail. But hey, that seems to be enough to say that I'm stealing content, so it should be enough to say that DT is stealing my content. So, you had that, the video on Tabbed. Does that mean that DT is actually stealing my content? No, it actually doesn't. What it means is that Tabbed is a popular tool. And when there's a popular tool, when there's a popular event, when there's anything like that, multiple people are going to cover it. And even then, let's just assume that it's some random tool. There's a bee. Let's assume that it's a random tool that no one has ever heard about. So, I don't know, Cocoon. It's a modal text editor. It's similar to Vim, but basically no one's using it. I know the Cocoon people are going to say that it's really great and lots of people are using it, but compared to Vim, no one's using Cocoon. So if I did a video on Cocoon, and then, I don't know, Chris Occhipenti did a video, and DistroTube did a video, and Luke did a video, and all of the videos, all they were, this is what the basics of this application are, here's just like how to use it. Is that actually a bad thing? Because I don't think it really is. Now, what I've noticed is the videos that seem to do the best on my channel are the videos where I'm actually just, not just, obviously I'm being myself all the time, but just not, I guess, looking at a specific application. Some of those do well, like the Vim QuickScope video, that did really well on my channel, but more about the video, or the video's more like why I'm using Arch, things like that, more about like my thoughts on stuff. I've noticed that those videos do the best. So wouldn't that more imply the fact that most people seem to watch content for the creator? Now, obviously, if you're just randomly browsing YouTube, you probably don't care about the creator. You probably just want some like bit of video, I guess, a bit of information. But I feel like most people probably watch YouTube and just probably watch just video content in general because they're more interested in the personality of the creator, not just the specific information. Sure, the information might be the same across multiple creators because for some things, you really can't, I guess, do anything more than the what everyone else has done. So for example, like a basic Vim tutorial. everyone's going to say the exact same thing in a basic Vim tutorial, in a basic Kakoon tutorial, anything like that. There's a lot of video content where people are going to say the exact same thing, but this isn't necessarily a bad thing because you're watching the content for the creator, for their delivery style, for the way they structure their videos. So even though if you do a transcript of the video, the content is roughly the same, even then, I would say that there's still value in those videos existing. And from what I've noticed, the vast majority of the people in the comment section agree with this as well. Most people, when I did that video, I didn't get many comments on it, but most people who commented were saying, this is a good video, I like this, whatever, like all that sort of positive feedback. Same with all of the other videos I do, like when I did a video on actually that video hasn't gone up yet. When I've just done other videos that I know other creators have done before, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback for it because it's very possible that not everyone's seen those videos. Like, I don't expect every single person to have watched every single video that Luke Smith has made, every video DistroTube has made, every video Chris Titus Tech, Chris Occhipenti, all of these people. I don't expect people to have watched everything that they've made. And even then, if you're watching a video on Ranger and you're already using Ranger, or you're watching a video on LF or Vim or anything like this, if you're watching that and you already know the information in the video, you're probably not watching it specifically for that information. You're probably more watching it for the creator of the content. At least that's how I see it, and maybe I'm wrong. I know there's going to be a couple of people in the comments saying, no, I want nothing but information, and that's perfectly fine. I completely get that a lot of people do just want to get nothing but the raw information, and for those people, honestly, I would say, like, I don't think read the manual is good advice most of the time, but for those sorts of people, I would say that read the manual actually is really good advice, because the quickest way you're going to get that information is by just going and reading it yourself. When you watch a video, there's going to be padding, there's going to be things like that that just fill out the content, because, like, say, with the Linux Gamer, for example, the start of his videos, he usually does a bit where he reads out a description that someone in the comment section has given him, then he'll talk about his Patreon and not Discord, and library, and a bunch of other things. It's like 4 or 5 minutes before he actually gets to the meat of the content. But the people who watch his channel still enjoy that because they're watching the content for him. So even though the content may not be there right at the start of the video, people are still enjoying it. Now, that's not to say that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the shout outs for the end of my video because I feel like it is a bit more valuable to have the, I guess, meat of the video right up front. And then if I want to do things like shout out my patrons, shout out my Discord, say subscribe, things like that, I'll put that at the tail end of the video, because then people who do care about the content will get the content up first. People who stick around to the end, they'll get a bit of extra stuff as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I want to talk about, really. So this video has been going on for about 13 minutes. I don't think I'm going to edit this one. I think I'll just keep it as like a general vlog sort of format. I don't know. I wasn't really planning to do it like that, but I don't know. Might be fun. But anyway, before we end the video, I'm going to cut back to myself at home where I'm going to be reading out my Patreon names, because that's something I've decided to start doing. So yeah, have a look at that. So before I end the video, I'd like to thank my patrons. So I want to thank Andre, Road, LQ, Larry, and Zilver. So at this stage, they are all of my patrons. Obviously, at some point, it's not going to be feasible to read every single name out. So at that point, I will start filtering by tiers. But for now, if you do want to support the channel, there will be a link to my Patreon down below. So feel free to check that out. I've also got my social links down below and my alternate video platform. So feel free to check any of those links out as well. So I think that's pretty much everything for me, and I'm out.